So I first rode the Versys 1000, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and absolutely fell in love with it. Just the powertrain was so smooth. The fact that it's essentially a full super sport with somewhat off-road capability, but touring. I mean, this is definitely a bike meant for long distance touring without being crazy stupid heavy. And it is so hot out. This engine's been on for less than 5 minutes and it's 215 degrees. Oh, it's just so smooth, inline 4. So if you've been watching my channel for a bit, you know that I have a Versys 650, which I adore, but I don't typically keep bikes for too long, and I've had this Versys 650 for 2 years now, and I'm ready for something different, something new, and let's see if this will convince me to spend some extra money. I mean, I could pick up the older generations for right around $6,000, but the new ones are just probably too far out of my price range to buy something new. We're looking at about $17,000, $18,000. I'm a huge proponent of these demo rides, man. I love that Kawasaki puts these on. It allows people to get out there, try their lineup, and see what they like, what they don't like, and everything else involved. The last time I did a demo ride with Kawasaki, I rode the Versys 650, which the leader is currently riding. I liked it, but it was too similar to my bike, my Versys, which is a 2015. And I couldn't pull the trigger. I just didn't see enough features in it that made me say, yes, I want to spend more money on it. So that's why I'm trying something totally different. And it looks like local PD has caught word of there being lots of motorcycles in the area. I wanted to just stop in and say hi. I'll say just first impressions in the first 2 minutes of riding. I haven't found any flat spots. That's one of the biggest complaints that people have on the Versys 650 is that around the 3,500 RPMs you kind of get this bog, and it's where the bike really wants to be when you're cruising, is in that same range, so it becomes a little twitchy and weird. Being an inline 4, it seems like there's a very smooth power curve to this. Just looking at features, you've got a power outlet up front, you've got an analog tachometer, but you've also got digital throttle and brake gauge, which is pretty cool, a really large speedometer, and the gear indicator front and center. I love the gear indicator. There are different modes on this bike based off the type of riding you're doing. I'm currently in sport mode. This bike does have a quick shifter up but not down. Nice wide windscreen, this little air duct right here letting some airflow in without being too cumbersome or intrusive. Very well planted. I'm riding with one hand and it feels like it's just on rails. Apparently that guy was a fan of motorcycles. You do have an adjustable windscreen, but you have these two dials on either side that lock it, and then you can manually pull it up and down. Not something I'd recommend doing while riding. Kind of awkward to do. So at stoplights, or if you're just getting started, you're going long distances, throw that up higher. I'm just under 6 feet tall, so I find that a lot of windscreens aren't putting the air over my helmet but directly in my face, so I get a little bit of a head shake at that point. This one, I mean, I'm not going fast enough to really tell yet, but at 48 miles per hour I don't feel any wind at all, and that's with a dual sport helmet that has a visor on it, which typically causes a good bit of buffeting. Oh, we got a stop sign. I was hoping this would be a full merge. Wanted to get my lean on. There's actually a lean indicator on this gauge too. It shows left and right max lean. The bars feel pretty good. They're not terribly wide. I think they might be able to be a little bit narrower for my shoulder width. I like the LT version that has all the trim pieces like the brush guards, and these are hard mounted brush guards too. They're mounted to the perch and the bar end. Makes them even sturdier in a crash, or if you're taking it off road, you got trees and stuff too coming at you. I like the display, very easy to read. I've said in previous videos too that I really do prefer an analog tachometer. I don't know why, it just something feels more genuine about it when you've got that needle actually moving rather than lights showing you that you're revving it out. That's just me. That's my personal preference. Now, I'd love to ride the Ninja 1000 SX as well. I don't know if you can see it in my mirror right now, but the gentleman behind me is riding that. Those are kind of like my two first thoughts on good options to ride, because it gets me into an inline 4, which gives me that smooth power band. Really? That's the demo ride? That's it? What happened? That was like 4 minutes. I didn't even get out of third gear. Wonder if something happened? Why we got called back? And this dealership's going crazy with CF Motos. I don't know if you've seen the video I did of the CF Moto review, but check that one out. I'll link it above too.
Stay on your bike.
Okay. Well, good. That's good on two aspects. One, our demo ride isn't done, which means we didn't get gypped out of a good ride. And two, they were paying attention and noticed that there was one of the demo riders who was not comfortable on the bike she was on. So we all went back so she could get off the bike before she caused harm to herself or anybody else. And that's awesome that they were aware of that. I'd say kudos to the ride crew for that one. So I won't get to play with it too much, but the suspension on this bike is electronically controlled. So based off of the mode that you select, you get different suspension settings for stiffness, travel. I think that's pretty versatile. Ha, imagine that being a Versys. And Versys means versatile system. It's almost like they named it like that on purpose. It's a very light throttle. I haven't given it more than quarter throttle so far, and I'm just cruising. But you know what else that means? It means if you were to twist it further, got a lot more bike in this thing. So I put the question out there to a couple Facebook groups and whatnot, and I was curious of your thoughts too. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in this class of bike too. Something of the larger sport touring bikes that have some get up and go and some pep, but don't have full super sport features to them. Let me know in the comments what other bike you would consider if you're looking at this type of bike. What do you want to buy? Ultimately, I am doing these videos for myself. I'm going out to these demo rides and saying, what do I want to buy? Because I am a consumer. I'm not doing this getting paid by anybody. I'm looking for my next bike. So help me figure out what else to do. I put together my thoughts just so that others can see what's going through my mind and my thought process as I'm looking for a bike, because hopefully it'll help you guys too. Not everybody has these demo ride abilities. They only go to certain areas, so it's cool that I can do it and share it with you guys. Let's test the quick shifter. It's okay. It's not the smoothest quick shift I've ever used. I'd say probably the BMW S1000 had the best quick shifter I've tried. Speaking of the BMWs, I did go do some demo rides, but I had some technical difficulties with the camera and I couldn't capture it all. But the S1000 XR is something else I'm considering. It's probably more off-road friendly than this as the Versys 1000, but it still has that inline 4 engine. It's still got that pep. I think what I'm really looking for right now is I want a bike that I can jump on and I can go ride for 200-300 miles in a day and still be comfortable with it, but also have the ability to go out and have some fun with some sport bike friends of mine. And that could include racetrack. I've been loving the idea of getting back into track days, and as of right now I don't have a bike built for the track, so I could take the Versys 650 out, throw some street tires on that, because right now it's got knobbies, and go play around on the track. I think I might do that before I sell it. Let's see how that goes. Oh man, this bike wants to wheelie. With this seating position, with this power, this bike wants to go up. Got the Ninja 1000 over there testing out the suspension and potholes, kind of unintentionally. I did it more intentionally. Not bad. small potholes, but handled it comfortably. Which way are we turning? What are we doing? Can I try some lean? Oh yeah, let's do it. Increase the max lean angle from 28 to 31. I didn't change to the right side. This lean angle thing is kind of cool, but it might gamify it a bit too much for me. I might see it as a challenge. Can I hit 40? Can I hit 45? How far can I go? Do we wave? Do we wave? It's a three-wheeler. Of course we wave. You know, I don't get it. There's so many people out there on motorcycles that think that theirs is the best. Like, I won't name specific brands, but they're like, oh, I won't ride with this type of bike. I won't ride with this manufacturer. That really bugs me. Or even more so when they talk about size. Like, oh, you're too slow, you're too small. Who cares, man? Just go ride. Make friends. We're all out here having fun on two wheels. Let's go just ride together. Let's try the 0 mile per hour test. Can I come to a full stop without putting my feet down? Oh, he's not moving. I did it though. Let's do the quick shifter again. It's a little twitchy, but it's not bad. I don't know that I would use it. I think, honestly, I think my hand is faster and smoother. There are a lot of buttons on the controls, I'll say that. So I won't be messing with the modes too much or anything like that because I don't know what they do. And on a demo bike, I don't need to know what they do. I'm sure you'd love to know more about it, but unfortunately I don't have the time to dig into those things. Oh, I still love this bike. I really do. I think I may have to find one. I think I need one in the garage. What do you think? Should I do it? If you like these types of things, if you like the commentary I'm giving on these demo rides, consider subscribing, liking the video. Honestly, it does help me a lot because it encourages me to go do more of these things. The more demo rides, the better. The more content, the better. Thanks for riding!